Well, good afternoon. Fresh out of the shower, the last shower at Airlie Beach. I've been watching the weather pretty closely for the last 3 weeks really, and we've got some northerly coming. I'm pretty confident now. It's going to be here Wednesday and Thursday. So the boat's provisioned. I'm going to take it into the public wharf here at Airlie and put some water on tomorrow, the public pontoon. Esta's getting on to join the boat. She's going to give me a hand to head south. We've got a long trip to make. I'm going to head down to Tassie. It's a roughly 2,000 nautical mile voyage, so we're not going to do it in one chunk. We're going to skip down bit by bit. I've got a couple of long trips to make with this northerly that's coming in. We might do 48 hours in one stretch. Having Esta on board, she'll be able to stand a watch, and that'll make it a lot easier to do the big trip. Try and get down to Great Keppel, I think. But we'll just see what the wind does for us and how it all hangs. But yeah, it's a long trip down to Tassie. Why am I doing it? I guess because I can. Am I getting too old to do this? I don't think so. I'd like to have one last crack at getting the boat around Tasmania. I've never been able to do the circumnavigation. But first, I'm heading to Gippsland Lakes and Paynesville for the Classic Boat Festival early next year. That's in February, March, and the plan is after that I'll take off across Bass Strait and try and circumnavigate Tassie. So at the moment I'm thinking I'm going to do the west coast first, try and get into Strahan, spend a bit of time in the Franklin, and then down to Port Davey, down the southwest corner, and then around the other side to Hobart, I guess. And we'll see what happens after that. That's about as far as I can plan at the present. It's good to be heading south. This northerly is a little bit early coming in, so we're going to use it for sure. And look, while I'm chatting to you here, I'd like to thank all you wonderful people out there that watch my videos. I've met so many people here in Airlie. I walk up to town and I might meet 3 or 4 people on the walk that say, "Oh, hi Norm, how are you? We love your videos," and give me a bit of feedback, and it's great, and it's all really positive stuff. So I guess you guys keep me doing it because I'm always looking for a bit of new content and new places to travel. So it's great to take you along with me, and I know some of you just do it vicariously. I think that's the word. You do the adventuring through me, but there's others that are really interested in living this lifestyle. And look, get into it. It's a fantastic lifestyle, and there's that many fantastic people you meet out in the water. It's just a great way to live. So thanks very much for all of your support just from watching. I'd love you to subscribe. Look, if you hit that subscribe button, it doesn't cost anything, and all it does is it lets YouTube know that you like watching my videos virtually, so they'll put it out to more people. And look, it's just my hobby putting the vids together, and I think you guys watching them helps me keep going and making more videos. So thanks very much for watching. Make comments, that helps too, so I try and answer all the comments I get. But yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, we're just about ready to go. The sun's about to set in a minute, and I'll be up early in the morning to get into the pontoon and get some water, and then Esther will jump on board and we'll be off. So lots of adventures. Don't know what's around the corner. I can't preempt what's going on, but nothing's made up here. It's all real. So whatever happens will happen, and I'll film as much of it as I can. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Okay, so here we go. Went into the pontoon this morning, topped up all our water, got all our supplies on, and we're just heading down to Whitsunday Passage now. We're going to poke our nose out there, see what the weather's like, maybe stay under Long Island tonight, and tomorrow we'll have a look at heading down through the islands down towards Mackay. Beautiful day, bit of a shame to be leaving the Whitsundays in this weather really. Okay, well we're just passing the southern end of, what's the name of that? Hamilton Island. And we're heading for Thomas. We're going to go down there for tonight and have a big day tomorrow and get a fair bit further south. Very light conditions today, the weather's perfect. Not many whales around Esta. Actually, I should introduce you. This is Esta, my new crew. And she's going to take us all the way to Tassie, aren't you, Esther?
Yeah, not a problem.
She's got a heavy coat, so that'll be good. But yeah, we're probably going to spend the night at Thomas and then get up early in the morning and get on it to head further south. But pretty good.
Sounds good.
Want to say anything?
Not really.
Hello. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't let me.
Well, the breeze has got up as forecast, a fair bit of south in it. We're going to get round Burning Point up in front of us there. This is Shore Island out to our left, and we're just going to get round Burning Point, and we're going to head over to Thomas Island. That'll get us out of this wind. We'll gain a lee from Thomas, and tomorrow this wind will get going early in the morning. It's supposed to be light, but when it gets up, it's going to go round to the north, so it'll be coming in from this direction out behind us, and that means we can get a bit of sail out and make a bit better time. We've had a good trip. We've run the tide to here. It's about high tide now, so we've run the tide all the way up to here, and it's made it a lot quicker than pushing against the tide, that's for sure. So that's all worked out well. But we'll just go a little bit further. I think we've got about another 3 or 4 miles until we get to Thomas. We'll do that, and then it's pretty nice in there. We'll spend the night, maybe get over and stretch our legs on the beach, and then do a big one tomorrow. Great having Esta's company on board. Esta was an ex-student of mine when I worked at the TAFE College at Bundaberg, so she did her coxswains. I taught her a bit when she was at TAFE, and handy girl to have on the boat. So it looks like a pretty nice night coming up at Thomas Island. We had a great trip here this afternoon. Well, we've had dinner, the boat's prepared, the dinghy's up, lashed on the back, and we can go any old time in the morning. We're just going to have sundowner now.
Soda water.
Soda water for sundown. Lovely. Anyway, it should be pretty nice here tonight, and we will have a big day tomorrow, or maybe a big day and a half, I reckon, Esta, probably about 40 odd hours. So it'll be a bit of travel, but at least the wind I think will go around, so that'll be good. Well, a pleasant night here at Thomas Island. Going to up the anchor now, and we're going to try and get down to Great Keppel. It's going to be a long trip, about probably 30 or so hours. The wind's still a little bit south, but it's supposed to go around to the north later on this afternoon. It's only very light at the moment. We'll have a bit of tide helping us, so let's get on it. So this is Keswick Island. We're just coming up past Keswick and St Bees. Going along nicely. We pulled the sail down because the breeze has dropped right out. We're sort of hoping that the wind's going to come in from the north this afternoon about 3 o'clock, I think, and we'll get a bit of sail out and try and ride that down. How far, Esta, are we going to go?
All the way to Great Keppel Island.
All the way to GKI.
Yes.
Sounds pretty good. Might as well use it while it's there.
Absolutely.
Been a perfect day out here at sea. The wind has just started to go around to the north. It's very light still, but it is showing signs of that change coming in, so We're just passing Hay Point at the moment. All the ships anchored off waiting in to take our coal overseas. You know my views on that. But it's very comfortable here, and we're going to push on through the night and get down to GKI. Probably still about 20 or 24 hours to go, but when the conditions are like this, we might as well take it. It's pretty nice. End of a pretty good day at sea, so it's time to get set up for a bit of night running. The first thing we'll do is get the flag down, and then we'll put our running lights on. The instruments, we go to night mode. Extra dark. I've got the depth sounder on this instrument here, but what I'm going to do is change that to the radar. Okay, so the radar's working. It's showing something behind us. There might be another boat. That's 0.5 of a nautical mile. We'll set some range rings up on that. So now we should be pretty right for a bit of night travel. Buckle up, boys and girls. We've been going about 18 hours now, and we're both getting a bit tired. We've made a few decisions. We thought we were going to go all the way down to GKI, but we'll be travelling all through the night and tomorrow as well. So what we're going to do, we're just off Percy Island at the moment, so we're just going to sneak over to Percy. We'll be there in about 14-15 minutes. We're going to anchor there and have 6 hours sleep, and we'll get on it again in the morning. I think it's a good move. It's, doing these really long trips, if you don't have to, it's pretty hard. And I think if we do that and get going early, we'll still get down there before we get any southerly weather, so that should be good. Anyway, that's the plan. Get the anchor down and get the head down. Well, that was good to do that stop last night. 5 hours of deep sleep is a lot better than 18 hours of sleep with one eye open, I guess. So I feel a bit refreshed this morning. Wind's still from the north, so we're going to use it while we can and try and get down to Keppel. Another long day, but as long as this wind holds, it should be all right. I'm just going to get out away from Middle Percy here and see which way the wind's coming from, and then I'll get the sail out. I've done my engine room checks, all good down there. Had to tighten the fan belts a little bit, but apart from that, the old girls are going well, touch wood. We hope they keep going like that. Anyway, another long day ahead of us. Been a very pleasant trip again. Not really enough wind to give us much drive, but it's been from behind, so it does make the travel a lot more comfortable. But we've got another probably 12 hours to go before we get down to Great Keppel. We're picking up a bit of tide now, so we are doing a little bit better speed. I think we're up around 5.5 knots now, so that's better than the 4.5 we've been doing up until now. But yeah, it's going to be another long day and night. But I'm glad we did stop at Percy and have a bit of rest, because that really has helped. We've been pretty active all day, and yeah, we're just starting to slip into the routine of one sleeping while one's on watch as we head into the afternoon. But yeah, very pleasant conditions. This is the way you want to travel. You don't want to be heading into it and having a rough trip, so yeah, we'll take this. But still a little way to go. Esta's just down having a little nap at the moment. Okay, so this is Cape Townsend, and looking into Broad Sound there. We're heading further down the coast to Island Head Creek. You can see that out in front of us. The tide swings around a bit, makes it a bit more favourable for our trip down to Pearl Bay. Well, it's about 12 o'clock, midnight, and we've just done a trip down from Percy Island to Great Keppel Island. We've done this to beat the weather. There's a bit of southeasterly coming. I wanted to be down here before it, and look, we've had great weather all the way down. So we've done 2 days of 18 hours, and that meant travelling at night. Now, a lot of you dudes out there I know don't like travelling at night, and I don't mind it actually. Usually at night time, anything that's out here has got a light on it, some sort of lights. A lot of the dangers have got lights on them, so you'll find cardinal marks and isolated danger marks and lighthouses that you can navigate off as well. And with the chart plotters and that we've got now, as long as you keep yourself away from the rocks and that, you're in pretty good shape. Let's have a look at what we've got to help us out at night. Our chart plotter is probably our most valuable tool. You can see here, this is our boat position. We're heading up to a waypoint there. I'm going to anchor at Middle Island just up here. So we've just come past North Keppel and we're heading down to Great Keppel Island here. We've got information here. You can see our speed, time we're going to arrive there, 23:54, so just about on at midnight. Our course made good, and the bearing to the waypoint. So the bearing to the waypoint's 171 degrees and we're steering 172, so it's keeping us pretty well on course. Actually, I've got the autopilot on steering us now, and the autopilot down here, I've also got it navigating, so the autopilot is actually keeping us on that course that I've got on the chart plotter. So there's those instruments. Then over here, I've got this display set up with a radar screen on it. You can see the landmass here. This is North Keppel, we've just gone past. And I've also got it set up with an echo sounder, so I can have a look at the bottom and have a look at the depth, and that'll help when we get to our destination. So you can see this landmass here, that's North Keppel Island. If I come back over to here, that's what it's showing you, that's North Keppel there, so that's what the radar's picking up. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to want to anchor right on the cursor there. Now this is Middle Island. We've got the wind coming in from this direction at the moment, so I'm going to get good shelter under Middle Island, and eventually the wind's going to go around and start coming in from this direction, so I'll still get pretty good shelter in that anchorage. Now I have been in Middle Island before, I've got local knowledge, so I'll zoom in a bit further. I'm going to want to come in, I want to avoid all of this green area, that's all reef. Where I want to be anchoring is around about, I'll move the cursor over, I want to be anchoring about there. So that'd be the best spot for me to anchor. And what I'm going to be doing when I come in, I'm going to be using my chart plotter, of course, because that's going to give me a pretty good idea of where I am. But I'm also going to be using my radar, because that'll show me the land masses, and my echo sounder. And the trick is going to be with the echo sounder. I've already had a look at the tidal information on my phone. It's going to be around about high tide when we anchor, and we're going to lose about 2 metres before low tide tomorrow. So I want to be in, say, 4 or 5 metres would be fine. 6, I'd take 6 even. So what I'll do, I'll steer into this position here at Middle Island, and then I'll just keep watching my depth, probably over here. I've got my depth on this machine as well, so you can see my depth there. So I'll keep steering in. I'll keep an eye on the depth. When I get to about 6 metres, I'll stop the boat and I'll go out front and drop the anchor. The only other thing I'll be doing, I'll be looking at my echo sounder to see if the bottom's like this. If the bottom's like that, it usually indicates it's a sandy bottom. If it was up and down a lot, it would indicate rock or reef, so I wouldn't want to anchor in that sort of condition. So we're all set up. The only other thing I've got is a headlight. I'll put that on, and I've got a headlight, I'll put that on, and then when I go out to drop the anchor I can just turn the light on. I usually keep it on the head when I'm making a night passage. So I'll set the camera up and we'll show you how we do it. But look, I won't be able to film it from in here and go and do the work out the front. But don't be too concerned about travelling at night, because usually pretty safe. I know everyone talks about the container that's just floating underneath the water and all that, and whales. We haven't run into any whales. I've never seen a container just floating under the water, and I think if any containers come off boats, they're pretty quick to go and sink them or recover them. So I don't think your chances of hitting something like that are very, very minimal, I'd imagine. So yeah, and if you're in a slower boat like we are, doing a night passage sometimes, it means instead of doing a rough passage during the day, you can do a calmer passage in the dark. So look, practice it, get your skill level up. What I suggest is if you're in an anchorage somewhere and you're going to another anchorage, leave early in the morning, leave it before daylight, maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and work your way into daylight. It's a good time to get those extra couple of hours up anyway, and just get a bit of practice at using your instruments to find your way around during the night. I always use my autopilot to steer, so I'll steer the boat. I'll turn nav off. I'll steer the boat by just twisting that knob a few degrees one or the other, or I can steer it a lot more by turning it to port or starboard. But I think by doing it that way, when the boat has made the alteration to course, then it stays on that course. And what it means is that you're not getting disorientated. When you're out here and it's dark, sometimes it can be really hard. You can get disorientated and start going around in circles. So use your autopilot to steer your courses. I think that makes it safer. And yeah, keep a good look at, keep away from all of those dangers you can see on your chart. You can see I've already got the bridle set up. I've got the anchor unlashed and it's ready to drop. So all I have to do when I get up here is grab the winch handle. I'll put that up there so it's accessible.